happening?
Moths around here, I'll tell you, they're really friendly. Look at this guy. What's he think he's doing? I feel violated. All right, that's enough.
Good morning, adventurers.
Good morning.
Welcome to hell.
We're back.
Our worst nightmares have been realized yet again. So if this looks familiar, that's because it is familiar. If you saw our last video, we patched a bunch of big rusted out spots in our floor. We reframed it, put OSB down. Bob was your uncle. And then the science came.
We had just assumed that this stuff down here, this original kind of metal underbelly, was aluminum.
Because all the walls are corrugated aluminum.
Yeah, but of course, this is not aluminum, and a way you can tell that is just by holding a magnet onto it, because aluminum is not magnetized. The problem with that is if any moisture gets into here, because we have two different types of metal, they're going to corrode, as we learned in the doorway with the copper treated
the doorway. Wood. So much PTSD right now, you guys.
Yeah. So we decided to take the floor up and then redo the sheets of metal that we had put down here.
Yes.
So we have gotten steel, and also, just to be safe, if there's any difference in the metal, we've actually electrically isolated the metals in the spots where they're touching with a non-conductive tape.
We're gonna actually reframe this little area and make it even more sturdy, so that's one positive that's come out of this.
And it'll be nice because we'll have new metal down on this entire opening, which is ultimately what I wanted, but you have to balance the amount of time it takes to get the job done versus doing it perfectly or as close to perfect as possible. Sometimes it's hard to strike that balance, but since we're ripping this floor back up, we're gonna rip more of it up. Also, in our last video, you guys didn't see us put the insulation down, but of course we put insulation down in the floor before we actually screwed down the OSB on top of that.
Yeah.
We are insulating the crap out of this thing. Now, we need to move on, you guys. That's really the moral of this story. So, rather than film this whole thing, basically the same thing twice, we're just gonna get it done as quick as we can, and we'll see you on the other side. And just like that, the floor is reinstalled. Better than ever.
Bigger, better than ever.
The floor feels super solid. We ended up putting this waterproof edging on it, so if moisture gets in, it can't kind of seep down to the edges. Also, it just looks really nice from underneath. We have this nice new bit of steel that you can see, and it all looks really clean, and we don't have any of the old pieces of steel that looked really nasty and decrepit.
Yeah.
We ended up filling in all these different missing pieces in the wall, reinforcing all that, so it feels really sturdy.
We're much happier with it. We were not much happier when we had to take it out again, but
now it's all done.
And great.
So, that's the last we're going to talk about this floor. Let's move on.
Our next task is removing wiring. I know previously we said that we were going to try to salvage a lot of the wires in here because they were in decent condition, but we decided we're doing so much, so we're going to do it all clean and fresh. But that means we got to get rid of all of these monsters. Let's get to it.
This is why we ultimately decided to remove this wiring. Upon closer inspection, there are bits where some rust was getting on it and the wire was kind of getting cut a little bit, and there was some chemical buildup on the outside of the wire. None of that is bueno on wiring, so we're gonna redo all this so it's nice and fresh and clean. She's fighting with the final wire over here.
You guys, I swear I could put hang my whole body from it, it wouldn't come out! Just come out!
You're gonna tear the entire thing down with it. You need to snip it up here a little bit more.
But I've come so far. Oh!
Jesus.
Nailed it.
Nice job.
And stay away. Yeah. Hey babe, how's it going under there?
Pretty good.
Is it hot enough for you?
Oh, it is so friggin' hot out here. I'm sweating like crazy. But surprisingly, I smell like cucumber and mint. Thanks, Native.
That's right, this video is sponsored by Native, and we want to give them a huge thank you for supporting this crazy, never-ending project.
If you haven't heard of Native, they make a natural deodorant that is aluminum-free, and you guys know how much we hate aluminum. Get it out of here!
Look how it landed.
Oh, that landed straight up. I did that on purpose.
It's also paraben and sulfate-free, vegan, and cruelty-free. And best of all, it goes on super smooth and leaves no residue. Oh yeah.
This is graphic.
Glad I shaved this morning.
My favorite scent is cucumber mint because it literally smells like a Jolly Rancher. And coincidentally, Jolly Rancher is my favorite candy. I don't eat candies often, but when I do, it's a Jolly Rancher.
My current favorite is lavender and rose. It kind of smells like the soap department at Whole Foods, but I really like it. It's light, fresh, floral. That's all I wanted to say about that.
3 deodorants are normally $36, but if you use the link on the screen and the code Endless Adventure in all caps, you'll get them for $24, which is 33% off. All the information for that discount will be in the description below.
So now, thanks to Native, instead of being this guy, you can be this gal.
Well, that was a nice little break, but now we've got to get back to RV hell.
Let's do it.
Oh. Positive attitude, I like it.
Turn around for 1 second and look who lets himself in.
Marvin, you get out of there now.
You got a little worker friend down there?
Jesus. You really want to kiss, don't you? You little sucker, you little scamp. Come here, Marvin. You just get so excited. I did manage to get this hunk of wires out of here, which I've been putting off for a long time. Watch it, Marvin. Because it's getting all tangled up in them. These were just the wires that were for the old water tank. And I didn't really like that they ran them under the vehicle and they were all exposed. So that you can see they got really cruddy.
Really nasty.
Yeah, which I don't trust that. I'm gonna run as many wires as I can. Guess I can take these off. I'm gonna run as many wires as I can on the inside so that they're a little bit more protected. And if I have to run them underneath, I'm gonna put some kind of like a marine conduit or something so that they're super protected.
Isn't that right, Marvin?
It was Marvin's idea.
He just comes up and like leans on you. You crazy.
You're in a biting mood today, huh?
You crazy.
You trying to nibble? You trying to nibble? Well, guys, we managed to get all the wiring out. I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, Marvin feels good about it too. New look
hey,
for fall.
Marvin, you better stay out of there, boy. He knows better.
Or does he?
He really likes chewing on these wires too, so we're gonna get this cleaned up before he swallows one.
Marvin, what are you doing, mister?
He's just licking the rainwater off of the door. This bit's over. I'm covered in wire gunk. Ugh. A couple people were saying that they think that we might be driving down the road and everything we're patching together is just gonna fall apart. But I wanted to show you guys the bottom of the RV. Everything is actually securely attached to the actual frame of the vehicle. Let's go take a closer look. So from under here, you can see there are several screws that we've took out and then we replaced with brand new screws. There's a bunch of these that run along the new frame that we created. And there's also these huge carriage bolts that sit at the end of these long steel beams that hold it all into place at the very edges. So this is very secure, and I don't think it's gonna be going anywhere anytime soon. We still have to actually tighten all these down, but we'll get to it. Next up, we've got to do a job that we've been putting off since the beginning.
A dirty job.
A very dirty job. We got to remove the toilet, you guys.
Toilet, which we have to first remove the whole septic system underneath.
Yeah, it's the black water tank, so we have to remove that from underneath in order to actually remove the toilet from the top. I don't think there's actual poop in it, but it's such a dirty job we didn't want to risk it, so we enlisted the help of a professional.
It's me. It really sucks in there.
This is Matt, in case you guys haven't met Matt, but if you've seen any of our past videos, you know who this is.
Yeah, you may know me from popular videos such as getting hit in the nuts.
Are you all right? I accidentally kicked Matt in the nuts.
And falling uphill.
There's a lot of ice here. Whoa!
And falling downhill.
Here's your ratchet wrench. Get under there and start removing the tank.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I almost cut my face off.
You actually need some well, you got glasses, but do you need some goggles?
We got something.
Yeah, I need more than goggles. I need a body protection suit. I think my body is too thick for this.
Why don't you slide in from this side?
I need like 6 inches less body. Oh! Okay, this is over. Yeah, I'm in here now. This is awesome, and the spiders and the good stuff is in here. Oh. My arm doesn't physically bend that way. Put it in my hand. So what do I do?
Well, you gotta get the tanks way over there, dude. What are you doing?
So we did all this for nothing?
He's almost made it to the actual tank, which is here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get in here, and I will not be able to get out. What am I removing?
There's a bunch of bolts up there.
You want me to remove a bunch of bolts so this thing spews turds all over me?
It's empty.
It's empty?
Yeah.
Have you personally confirmed this fact? These are the longest screws that I could have possibly imagined.
I decided to relieve Matt. You did a good job, though. We also upgraded our support system here, so we actually have a real jack. So all the bolts are out, and I'm just gonna slowly lower it very safely. I'm really afraid of what's inside this tank. I just don't know. Okay.
Got it?
I don't know.
What is happening over there?
I got Jack's kitty litter in my way. The moment of truth, you guys.
You did it.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Whew. Oh, there's some turds in there.
Oh, God.
For some reason, I thought this was all kind of open, but this is a closed tank other than, you know, the poop chute. But there's some proper poop in there. Whew. It's grossing me out. That could have gone a lot worse. The poop stayed in the tank, so that's good. What?
Twist it, babe.
Maybe it still needs to be, but I thought...
It's got to be attached from the bottom.
Okay, there's still something else attached in the deck of toilet.
Well, we tried to play nice, but this toilet wasn't having any of it. So we resorted to just ripping it apart. Our favorite thing. So we're just trying to literally cut this
Like
until
a can opener.
it comes
Good.
out.
Ah!
Oh, that's my man.
I did it, you guys. There were 2 bolts there, hidden in plain sight, all along. Get
Oh
this
my
thing
God.
out of here.
Ew, it's so gross. Smell you later.
That turd is cooking.
Or smell you right now, because I'm pretty sure I do.
Oh, hey there. Good morning, everybody. I'm just down here under the RV trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do about these 2 big old holes that we've created. And we've also learned that this area back here really wasn't that structurally supported. There's steel beams running through. I don't know if you can see it right over here, but there's not really any wood. So I think we're probably going to cut this back, put some better support in here, if anything. This is right where our composting throne is going to be. So we want to make sure that's good and supported underneath. Bye.
Bye. Meanwhile, while he's down there, I am going to be up here removing all of this insulation up in the ceiling. We thought we might have kept it, but like everything, we're just realizing if it's open, we have access to it, we can replace it with better items, we should. Also, if you can see up over here, some of this paneling under it is pretty gnarly. So we really want to check and see if there are any more problem spots up there that we need to take care of. So we're masking up, goggles on, and getting to work today. Ready to work?
Oh, yeah. Bye.
Bye. I got a little stuck. Oh Lord. It's really hot in here. Whew.
A huge storm rolled in. This is actually the runoff from the hurricane that hit recently, but it's just been doing this off and on, raining non-stop for the last few days, and I think it's going to continue for a few days further. It keeps halting all the work we're trying to do on the outside, and right now we're actually just on the inside looking at all the corners and checking all the spots that we've seen water getting in and just seeing how bad it's leaking.
Yeah.
All the stuff we're going to fix later once it actually stops raining, but
Resealing, we're really hoping is going to be our next big project.
yeah, we're trying to get a bunch of people together so that we can work on resealing the entire outside when we have like a sunny weekend, like 2 days.
Yeah.
So get it done super quick.
Bust
But
it out. But in the meantime, we're just watching the water pour in from all angles.
it's actually not that bad. It's just a few spots where it drips, and if it drips enough, you know, it starts to pool on the ground. You know, this spot you guys have already seen. This we're going to repair when we actually reseal the outside. But water just kind of slowly seeps in right there, and that's what caused all this damage.
There we go. Goodbye forever.
Nice work, kid. I think that's gonna do it for this video, you guys. I know it was kind of random, but we had a lot of random things we needed to do. So.
Yep. But we are so close to being done with the random things and moving on to real substantial things.
Yeah. For those holes in the floor left from the toilet, I just ended up buzzing out a square and exposed some of the wood supports beneath it. We're going to add a little bit more support in that, and then we're going to put a new piece down there.
It's funny how confident we now are about just hacking into our floor and ripping it up.
Some people had asked why we don't just redo the whole floor. We kind of made a choice that we were just going to patch it as much as we thought we needed to, and then if it made sense, we would redo the rest of the floor. And it really hasn't gotten to the point where it's made sense because a lot of the floor is still very strong. We looked underneath and there aren't any holes in the steel underbelly.
Yeah, there aren't any more soft spots in the wood on the top or anything like that.
So. And it really is a whole heap of work to do the rest of the floor rather than just do these couple patches that we've needed to do. And when it's done, you won't even know that there were patches in the bottom. The whole thing's going to be like a rock, baby.
And you better not tell anyone about what we did.
And like we said, we're trying to make plans to hopefully work on resealing this whole thing and get it done in one weekend if possible. But we're not sure if that's going to happen, so stay tuned for the next video to see.
Depends on if the weather holds out, which right now, it 100% will not. But who knows? Crazier things have happened, right? All right, I got to go get all this fiberglass off of me. I am
so
itchy.
dirty.
We're gross today. All right, goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.